up.
Need a can everywhere.
Did she have to point out where it was on the shelf?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
We received information this morning from one of our trusted moles.
Yes, sir.
In fact, I would put him at the top of the mole.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty high up there.
100%.
Top of the mole heap. And I have in front of me the news release he has made us privy to. Hang on to your hats.
Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
For immediate release, and this was dated the 15th, so that's Saturday. Immigrants, community organizations, and businesses call press conference on media and targeted state oversight harming minority-led providers. Minneapolis, Minnesota. A coalition of immigrant and minority-led nonprofits, community organizations, and small businesses will hold a press conference today, Monday, November 17th, at 11 a.m. at the Minnesota Somali Community Center to address what they describe as a harmful, politically motivated actions by state agencies and media that are disproportionately targeting minority-led service providers. Perhaps they mean me. I have stated that not all Somalis appear in the news, but all Somalis who appear in the news are thieves. Maybe they're talking about that kind of media coverage.
Okay.
The state agencies, like the Minnesota Department of Human Services, has implemented an expanded prepayment review process for 14 Medicaid-funded services, many of which are primarily delivered by immigrant and minority-owned agencies. Claims are now reviewed before payment, allowing delays of up to 90 days even when no fraud or wrongdoing has been found. These services including adult companion care, community first services and supports, non-emergency medical transportation, and others are vital to seniors, people with disabilities, and vulnerable families. Community-based organizations and providers report sudden payment holds, severe cash flow crises, and a lack of transparency and due process. Many said they feel criminalized and intentionally targeted while simply serving high-need populations. Leaders across the community argue that minority-run providers are being used as red meat for political points, creating fear, instability, and the potential closure of trusted grassroots organizations. I don't trust you. Monday's press conference will feature impacted providers, advocates, and families sharing firsthand how these delays and heightened scrutiny threaten critical services across Minnesota. So that was supposed to be today, and apparently it has been delayed.
I forwarded this to Mr. Hauser. Hauser then got back to me and said, I believe that the press conference at 11 has been postponed because they couldn't get the room reserved.
Okay. So, before I full blast nuts, I probably should wait and hear what they have to say. But what it sounds like to me is they've tried this game before and they won. And that's when they sued the Department of Education to say, hey, you got to keep paying us.
The check's got to keep coming.
And Omar Fateh was among those who lobbied Keith Ellison on behalf of, hey, you can't be stopping these payments.
This was a successful tactic.
So now they're trying it again because Walz, who has let the state go to ruin, too late has said, well, you better exercise more scrutiny on some of these applications for money.
Even though a week ago he told us that they don't have that kind of power to stop the fraud.
Yeah. So, he was lying.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're
lying.
right. Yeah.
So here they are now. They got their dander up, saying, "Well, we can't wait till you examine us. Right. We need the money right now.
I'm going to need all that.
I already ordered my car. Let's go here.
I'm going to stand here and let you badmouth.
What did we call that?
Ottering.
They're ottering.
Yeah.
They're ottering the taxpayers of Minnesota by saying, do you mean to tell me?
Hold up now.
You mean to tell me that we're supposed to sit here and not get paid when we're trying to do this noble, virtuous work for certain communities in Minnesota? You have the audacity to say you're actually going to examine our business to see if it's on the up and up?
What's wrong with people?
What's wrong with this country? We're not going to let you sit here and tell us that this is not a free country.
And then behind behind the music, the Somali national anthem comes up correctly
And
to
then
a
somebody walks
crescendo.
through with the new Minnesota flag, which might as well be the Somali flag.
Well, it's because we had to get rid of that terribly
That was
racist old flag.
racist.
Yeah.
Didn't you know that?
Yeah, he had to go to Austin, Texas to tell people.
I heard that. Yeah.
Okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal. There are legitimate operations.
Sure.
Probably. Maybe 2 or 3. Who knows? There are legitimate operations. But this really, really sounds suspect to me. These are, not only are Somali thieves very good at thieving, they're extremely bold. I've said before, these people, I wish they were on our side because they'd have this place straightened out in about 30 seconds.
They get stuff done.
They get stuff done. They get their money. But they're not on our side. They're on the side of thievery. The people who are guilty, of course, of thievery.
Would the likes of Ilhan and or Fateh have the guts to show up at this press conference?
I believe they would. Yes,
I think so.
I believe they would. So here's another interesting thing about it. Who did they send this press release to? Because when you called Hauser today, he was unaware of this.
Yeah, he had no idea.
And Hauser's on top of this as much as anybody in the Twin Cities.
Right.
So how could he? Who did they send this press release to?
Think about it.
The mole got it. Our mole got it.
That's what I was just about to say. Had he not forwarded it to us, we wouldn't have
No,
received it.
I didn't hear this, and I looked it up on what we call the Google.
There was no signs of
I
it?
couldn't find any corroboration of this press release, but I don't doubt its veracity for 1 second. I'm holding it in my hand. There it is.
Right.
The mole sent it over. Okay, who did they send it to?
That's a great question.
Who's sympathetic to their cause?
Yeah, I was going to say
Star Tribune.
Yeah,
Maybe the Star Tribune received the and Channel 4. They'd be sympathetic.
The View.
The View. Isn't that something? We feel we're being put upon because you've actually decided to see if we're legitimate or not. That's what this says. It says, well, here, I'll get you their exact language. The state agencies like Minnesota Department of Human Services has implemented an expanded prepayment review process for 14 Medicaid-funded services, many of which are primarily delivered by immigrant and minority-owned agencies. Claims are now reviewed by Optum before payment, allowing delays of up to 90 days, even when no fraud or wrongdoing has been found. Well, I got news for you. If this had been done from day one, there wouldn't have been any fraud.
Right.
There wouldn't have been any. This is a bed you made, and now you have to lie in it because it's because of the thievery that this state, years too late, with no oversight by an incompetent governor, has let all of this happen. So now, finally, because he can't get away with it anymore, he has said, well, we better check on these people. And DHS is saying, yeah, we'll tighten up our reviews for money. Now, because they're doing that, you're bitching.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Bold is the proper word.
They are the boldest thieves we've ever encountered. And
Very bright,
and they're
though.
damn good at it.
Yeah, very bright.
They're just laughing at us.
They're using their genius for evil.
It is oddering because they're completely playing a mind game on you. They're using American conventions to say, how could you possibly treat us like this when we're providing these services for people who are most greatly in need? How could you ever do this to us by delaying our request for money for 90 days while you review us?
Clearly, you're doing it because you're an Islamophobe.
Yeah, clearly we're racist, we're Islamophobes, we're not kind people. You're all full of
Stuff.
manure.
You know, I believe you said this a while ago, but it is true in this case as well. The fact that I guarantee you all of them don't think they're doing anything wrong. or many of them, I should say, probably think they're not even doing anything wrong.
This is a beauty, though. This is really a beauty.
How dare you report on our fraud?
How dare you look at us?
You're just picking on us. You're picking on us.
That's what they're saying. You're picking on us because we're minority-based.
Even though.
And you know, the sad part is that there's really no one in government to have the reaction we're having. Walz is not going to have the reaction we're having. Keith Ellison's not going to have the reaction we're having. Whatever temporary head of DHS, the third or fourth one, whatever she is, she's not going to have the reaction we're having.
Well, that's divided by the party.
The reaction, right. There's another way to say this, then apparently, is no DFLer is going to have this reaction.
Well, what about Chloe Her?
I would hope she would have this reaction.
I do too. I think she would, actually.
I don't think she'd probably find a much more charitable way to state it than I have, but she would have this reaction because this is outlandish. This is basically. Can they go into? Maybe when they go in to get a mortgage at a bank, they say, "I want the mortgage now. You have no right to question my ability to pay it."
And I demand that.
I need
Somali,
I need a $250,000 loan right now.
And I don't want to pay interest.
Boy.
I don't like to pay interest.
Sign me up for that one.
Yeah.
What's my interest rate?
I can convert.
Keep it below 6, and I'm happy.
Or it's part of Somali law that you can't charge interest, isn't it? But never mind. I don't want to go down that road. But this is going to be worth watching. If in fact they were over enthusiastic and they really didn't have the room booked properly at the Minneapolis Somali Community Center on Park Avenue, then the press conference has to be held at some other time. I don't know if that's today or tomorrow or later this week.
That fancy restaurant that all politics.
Yeah, why don't you go to the Safari and hold this?
Yeah.
What would be booked there right now on a Monday morning, though?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You know what? That's a very good point.
That person or that group wouldn't step aside and say,
right,
your work is a little more important than our exercise class, which gives me a great cartoon bubble.
No, I know what you're thinking. The Army training video that we were watching a couple of years ago,
yes.
where they're all out of sync
trying to do jumping jacks. They don't even know how to do a jumping jack.
Well, let's put it this way. The state can't fall for this. If they fall for this, because basically what this is requesting the state to not exercise any oversight over them.
But the person
now they might be legal. Maybe that they're talking about 14 groups they managed to find that aren't stealing money. But that's not the point. You've already created such a dilemma in this state by the $1 billion you have stolen that it's not only about time the state looked at every application for money, but it's way too late. And that's your fault, Somali thieves. That's your fault.
So if this press conference does actually come to fruition, who do you think is going to give the responsible opposing viewpoint? Do you think it's going to be Governor Walz?
No.
Do you think he's going to foam at the mouth and spit and yell the way he does when he talks about Trump or Republicans?
Yeah. This is so amazing. This is one of the most. No, it's not the most amazing turn in it. The turn is they've done this before.
Right. Yep.